There it is. Hello and welcome to our very first virtual leaders lounge. I was talking a little bit before this, but you didn't know that because it wasn't recording yet. So in the email that I sent out to everybody, there was a prompt that I wanted you guys to think about and open this up for discussion with that prompt to kind of get the ball rolling. So the prompt is, I think having a leader that is driven and goal-oriented is encouraging for most, but intimidating for others. I don't know how to bridge that gap. So that's the prompt. When you hear that as a leader, what is your first thought? And this is going to just be open forum. So go ahead and unmute and start chatting if you have thoughts on that. And I'll put it in the chat too, so you can see it and think about it.
That's a good idea, because I was going to say. So my first question would be for them, what is it that they think they need in a leader? Because that will force them to have the question of like, what is wrong with their leader that they're not getting, that maybe we can source from other places. So I would directly, like literally a direct question. Well, what do you think you need in a leader that would help you succeed?
Awesome. I'm typing that out.
Everybody else is just looking. So I'm like, do you guys agree? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. So as a leader, do you feel that way about your leaders, about us? And again, this is totally open. If you're not comfortable like telling us, I totally get it. But all of us here are very receptive to criticism, yes, but also feedback, right? Edie always talks about everything is feedback, right? So what were you going to say, Edie?
Well, and when I read this, so the first half of the statement, because you are my sponsor, is truly you. But that is so appropriate, because what I'm trying to work through with the people that report up to me is that because I am goal driven, I'm going to add the word striving for engagement and driven to see where my business will go. I think that I've intimidated them just by being in my VIP group. And I don't know how to bridge that gap. And I'll be quite honest, I'm reading it to make sure that I understand it. And I'll be quite honest, the two that report to me, one is a total hobbyist, and I get it. And my newest one is got every excuse in the book. And so I've left her in my VIP group because she says she's still game planning. Well, come on, how many months has it been?
It's been a lot of months.
It's been a lot of months. And I'm going to see her in a week, so that can be a one-on-one, because we're good friends, a one-on-one discussion, because I feel that I'm at the point where you got to get in the car and go grab them by the ears to see what they think. And that's an intimidating statement in its own. But phone calls, email, well, let's see, I've texted, I phone, and I've sent her a couple emails. And again, she either ghosts or I'm busy today. And I get it. Everybody it might not be the right time, but it's surely a good time to get started right now, right?
Yep.
I'll be honest, I was intimidated coming off of Ariel's VIP group and running my own, but again, to look at the silver lining, it is so rewarding looking at my photos at the beginning and today and just saying, I'm thinking more, I'm designing it more, I'm making it more authentic, pleasing, whatever you want. But man, it's a discovery process. And bottom line is I think to overcome the intimidating, and I'm thinking off my head, somehow I have to learn to teach them how to believe in themselves. Does that make sense?
Yep. That's the thing. Totally. Absolutely. That's what my next question was going to be, in opposition or devil's advocate of this quote, I should say. Do you think that it is the leader's responsibility to bridge the gap, or do you think it's our responsibility to instead, well, and I don't mean that as in like, screw you, you don't get to learn anything, but more so in teach them how to bridge their own gap? Because for me, I love that other, like, I'm like, you go girl, you do all these things. It's not me. And I've learned that I know how, because I've thought, I'm going to figure out how the resources I need. So I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to find leaders that I connect with. If I can teach in the idea of being a multiplier, if I can teach my downline, okay, I know I'm not your necessary cup of tea and it's intimidating for you. Let's find somebody who's less intimidating for you, and those ideas work for you. So instead of like putting the responsibility of us to be less, like, oh, we're too intimidating, we're too driven, we're too this, because honestly, those are qualities, in my opinion, that you can't quite turn down without a detriment to yourself. So there's no real way to bridge that unless you are teaching them to find others that will help them grow in that way. Does that make sense?
I think there's a fine line between empowering them and enabling them too.
Absolutely.
Right? And
Absolutely.
that's like, I think in that bridging of the gap where it's like, you can't dull your light. Dulling your light doesn't make another light shine brighter also. So there's kind of this fine line, like a rainbow, right? Of like empowering them, but then also enabling. And somewhere here in the arc is like, you don't want to lose yourself. Because I have seen too in myself where it's like, I almost need to downplay some things because I feel like I am serving or marketing to a place where they are not capable of matching yet, simply because they're either still learning, they're still getting their feet wet, not for any detriment to their own, simply that they're working at their own pace. But then I have found that as a detriment then to me, and simply because, right, you're running a different pace, a different race. But in that arc, that's kind of where this bred intimidation lies, right? Where it's like, I can't slow down. I don't want to stop what I'm doing that makes me unique. But now I'm starting to drag them instead of motivate them. And so somewhere, if you're following me, if you're visual like I am, somewhere in this rainbow arc is the answer, but I have yet to find it.
Thank you. And now we know we're not all alone.
No. Never.
And I think that's such a good point too. And understanding that when it's okay to let go because what they're saying isn't matching up with what their actions are showing, and understanding that just letting them know you're going to be there when they're ready to take that action, and not continuing to pour so much energy into them based off of what they told you they wanted, because they're not showing you that's what they actually want. That's really difficult, because that leads to the dragging them across the race when you could be spending all that time and energy finding somebody who wants to take advantage of the $22 join special right now and build a business. So it's that understanding of it's okay to let go and let them know you're still there, but move ahead, move on.
And honestly, like Katie was saying, find a way to empower them to know that they're allowed to run their business however they want. They can succeed however they want. They don't have to do your pace, but if they want to be where you're at, to understand that that's the gap that they need to bridge.
Yes.
It ends up being a responsibility of them. Our responsibility is just to inspire them and empower them.
Yeah.
If we can do that, they do their own thing. They run.
Something we say in our group a lot is your pace, your race. Like it's just a gentle reminder, right? Like,
I love that.
We're all in the same team. We're all selling the same product. We all have a greater goal in mind, but nobody is at the same place. It is not wise or fair to put that on anybody in that group too, that you can match up running partners, right? Like as leaders, we can identify people who have the same kind of genre, same kind of humor, etc., and match them up. But even if in that case, they're not ever going to be at the same pace because it is two individual races. So maybe race is even the wrong word. Yeah. But at the same time, I think it also sets the tone that urgency also kind of is in our business, right? With our LTOs and our harvest collections and other collections, like you can't sit in a mindset of thinking for too long or you're going to miss the whole thing. So I don't mind using the word race because it does create a bit of urgency as well. That's kind of necessary in the business too.
Yeah, and you can't rhyme anything else with pace that it's going to make sense.
I know.
So you got to keep rhyming.
your pace doesn't do it, or your
Right.
pace, your face. That
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just keep it at what it was. You know?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true too. It is true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Amanda, do you have any thoughts on that? Put you on the spot.
I'm thinking.
You're thinking.
I know like one thing that I see that I've had, not so much me, but has been addressed to my team, and is in regards to a leader seeing showing, or not so much showing, but like getting like the weekly shout outs from like Firefly and stuff, and her downline seeing, well, she's in the top leader position but she's not a director, how is she doing that, things like that. So I was trying to help her bridge that gap with her downlines and explaining to them, you know, doesn't matter how you do it. If you hit that 2K, everybody can do it, whether you're an essential consultant, a director, an SSD, an SD, whatever. So she, you know, I've been helping her, trying to help her bridge that gap and having her downlines feel more comfortable with feeling that, okay, they only do $300 a month or $500 a month, but she does 2K or does 2,500 a month.
I mean, that's why I always like focus on this person who is saying they don't like necessarily being goal oriented, but I always ask them like further, because if you're feeling intimidated or like some sort of way on them making 2K, does that mean you want to be there and you don't know how to get there? Or does that mean that you don't feel like you can? Like, what is it? Do we need to build into your sales? Do we need to build into you as a person? Do we need to, like, which aspect of this is making you feel intimidated that they're getting 2K and you're not, you know? That's definitely a gap. I think that's one of the trickier things in this business is sometimes it's twofold. Sometimes it's they want to be there and that's why they feel the intimidation. It's not because of anything else, but it's that we need to be able to encourage them and hand them the tools. But I feel like that's such a fine line in our business too, because we don't know whether we're feeding their soul or their business tools. I want to know who asked this question. First of all, I need to like deep dive in them, like get in the psychology of your downline. Let's go.
So she is one of my, actually she was a roll up from me, and her downline. Okay. And her downline, she's sick. Her downline, or her sponsor ended up like canceling, not so much canceling out. So she's my roll up, but now she's my first generation, whatever. Michelle, I can't think of her last name. It starts with a Q.
Teresa.
And I know how Candy had posts like at the end of every month, oh, these are everybody who hit the 2K, and all of her downlines were the ones that like went after her. Well, why are you, at 2K and in the director, like, I guess the way that Candy had posted it and everything, it looked like she was a director, but she's not a director.
Okay.
So I think that's where they were confused and stuff like that. So I think she's done really good in regards to kind of redirecting them, and all but like 3 of her new team members are all active now. So, and yeah, so whatever wording she said, she screenshotted me like the because she does a group chat on Facebook. So she was able to kind of, talk to all of them at one time.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely seems like one of those you just had to educate. You just needed to educate.
Yeah, that just that misperception of what was typed out. I think that's a good way to put it, is just the education of what things mean in our business, because we've got so many different acronyms, things that mean different things, that I think because we're so experienced and we've been doing this a while, oftentimes we forget the basic things that were new to us at one point that we maybe didn't understand. You know what I mean? Because everything's like old hat to us. So education is a really big part of being a leader and remembering what it was like to be you.
Well, and it takes time. I mean, and I'll be honest with it, Ariel has huge numbers, and I knew that going in. And when you start the thing is to me is to stop comparing yourself to someone else. And I think that was one of my biggest takeaways from SFR this year, was that I can't compare myself to Ariel because I'm at a different stage, first of all, than she is. And it's growing that customer base, and that comes and goes. I'm sorry. I've had customers at the beginning that were really, really good for a good 9 months and haven't heard a peep from them. And so I sent out your little text a couple weeks ago, just kind of regurgitated it in my own words. And wow, we're back in communication, because I think you get stuck not knowing how just to say hi and be a friend.
Yes.
And stop being the salesperson.
Yeah. And it's tough too on the end, because I know I am very good at getting the PRV. So I try not to, I'm very cognizant of what I'm doing and who I'm shouting, the things that I'm doing, so as not to make other people feel like they are less than, because I've been doing this 9 years and I have an awesome customer base and I have really great PRV, but I don't want to ever make anybody feel less than. And so I'm very cognizant of how I present that, because I don't ever want anybody to be turned off because they're like, well, I can't do that, I'm out. And I'm not asking anybody to do that, right? Like, so it's all based on everybody's perception too. So it's this weird cycle of of being a leader, being a high PRV earner, and then being okay with that.
So Miss Ariel, you know what I would ask myself 2 or 3 months into just joining?
What?
I bet she would have been honest with me. I wonder what her PRV was at this point, exact same day when she started. Because it wasn't where you were at when you first started, was it?
No. That's something to remember too, is that like 200 PRV, getting active every month is a big deal in itself. Because most of the people on our teams are hobbyists. They do it for themselves. And so 200 PRV is a big deal. So, okay, what point, you said 2 or 3 months in? I'm going to go look at what my numbers.
Yeah, 2 or 3 months into when you started, let's just say, so I started in May. So we'll go June, July, August. Yeah. What were your numbers in September? Whatever, 13, 17? I can't remember how many.
Not forget. Didn't you almost go inactive?
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
So I joined in September of 13, and there was a point after I had Bastion where I thought, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't want to do this anymore. And so I wasn't doing much, or I wasn't doing well, and I was okay with that at that point. And then I got myself back in order, Yeah, there was one point I was barely making, as a leader, I was barely getting in my 500 some months. And other months it was every three, I think the requirements were 200 PRV in every 3 months. And I wasn't doing that. Like in May of 2014, I had 35 PRV, and that was probably the cent of the month. 35 PRV. Wow. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 8 months after I joined.
And we all have to have that starting point, because to me thank you, Ariel, for being authentic, first of all, because I think my biggest fear when I'm asking people to join is because they'll ask me right off out, well, how much are you getting in from customer, that big dollar value? And to me, I'm always a little bit drawn back, because again, you have to start knowing your clients. For some reason, I was graced with being able to do that. Some people, that's a really long learned process, and I don't have all my customers down. I have a few of them that I know. Just for example, no one in my VIP group could care less about hockey. My buddy in NASCAR loves hockey. So the minute that came out, I texted her, hey, my driver, it sucks. He's not going to be with Gibbs anymore. And she goes, I know. Do you know who he's going with? I said, no, big announcement Tuesday. But then I was like, hey, but you know what, let's take a look at hockey. I said, who do you root for? And then I just shot her the picture of the 3-set warmer. And she's like, it took her 2 tries. Finally, I said, why are you, she goes, I'll take it all. And I said, do you want the bundle? And she goes, no, I want it all. And I'm like, no, you want the bundle. Why am I going to charge you 86 or whatever it is individually when you get it for 35? And she's like, I'm going to have to sit down and count who needs this for Christmas in my family. It's just knowing one person and knowing their interests. But that takes time to get to know who's Disney, who's NFL, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it takes time. Harry Potter even.
Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day.
No.
Yeah. And our seasons of life change too, right? And we can never discount that. Because like you saw, like you heard with my numbers, I was going through a lot of weird seasons. Like I was pregnant with Ember when I started. I had her, got pregnant with Bastion, had him, and then it was like we were getting ready to move back to America. And so it was like starting my business all over. And you go through so many transitions and changes in life, and your business, the rad thing is, since he's always going to be here, just figuring out how it works into your life, how it's going to fit into your life, and what you need from it too. And then if you need more from it, being willing to put in the work, and then helping your team figure out how they can fit it into their life, or if they need more, how they can put in the work. And so it's a process. It's an ever changing process.
And the best thing about it is that I've learned from each of you is that when family stuff happens in the family, you can step away for a minute or a couple of days. It's not like you're gonna get, I think Ariel put it best. You're not gonna get fired, are you?
Right? Your boss is gonna be okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, I love, and until you started teasing us that way in Nomads, I was like, oh, I got to do this every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And that was the initial. And it's so nice right now to be able to set a calendar and breathe than constantly trying to learn everything when you first get started, because it's a lot to learn, because someone will say pre-orders when you first join. And if you don't know how to collect those pre-orders, where do I start? It's a huge question. And that's why, I mean, I've loved seeing Candy, or I love seeing Ariel's job forms, because they gave me a start point. And I would say 9 months later, I can make them my own finally without panicking every little time I'm putting something in the form, because I didn't want to forget anything. Now it's becoming a little bit more natural. It still takes time. One of these days I'm going to text Ariel saying, so next time I create a job form, is an hour and a half really too long? Half of that's going in and out of the job form. I'm like, dang it, I shut it down again. What am I doing?
And then too, being okay with B- work. I think we get a lot caught up in the perfection of everything. And oh shoot, so my goal for this month was to do 1 reel every day, and I got to do something. Yesterday, I put up B- work and I was okay with it. I took a video of me on the porch swing, and I took a video and pictures of me with my plants, and I put that in a reel, and it was B- work, and I'm okay with that. And it's about the consistency. It's about doing it anyway and being okay with B- work. You're not going to have A+ work every day.
Done, not perfect.
No.
Well, and the thing is you don't even have to do it now. I mean, the discussion on reels, which I personally, I'll say it, I suck at it. I keep trying and learning, but I've got a goal for next month to at least do 1 or 2 bonus if I get 2 in a week, just to, it's a competency issue, you know, and it's learning to accept that reel really just sucked. Like I put 2 pictures together the other day and I was like,
you did it.
I did it, but it was C- work, Ariel. I was like,
it's okay if it's an F. You did.
But it's trying and learning, and just learning those things within the app itself takes time. You have to, once you've got it down. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the time I can text Ariel saying, okay, I'm doing a 30-day challenge with Reels this month. But I've got to get the confidence up so I can believe in myself so that I can start putting it out there.
Hey, let's start it on October 1st.
Yes, I'll do it with you. I need to get on it too. I'll do it with you.
You know what you can do too?
I
You
gotta
want
look
to
at my
challenge
schedule.
yourself?
You batch them.
Start them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start simple, start
Are
easy.
you saying do a 30? Go ahead.
You could batch them all in one day if you wanted and just post them one a day.
Even if I try, even if I take one step, I'm going to do the 30-day challenge. Even if I take and only do one step, I've still done a lot more than I've done this month.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Did you guys know?
So,
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to tell her a thing on the confidence thing. So the best quote I've ever read about confidence, because this is something that everybody is always like, Fallon, you seem so confident. It's the first thing people say about me. The best part about confidence is that you never know what confidence is really, if it's real. And I was like, well, yeah, because if you think about it, confidence exudes itself. It's people are faking confidence all the time, but it comes off as confidence. Because we don't know what confidence actually is. It's a vague concept. So if you exude that and just push yourself to do it, you're going to seem confident no matter what. People are going to assume you're a confident person. So it's really, it's one of those things that you just have to tell yourself, like, it doesn't matter what this looks like, it's going to get done. You will be confident once you start being confident.
Well, and it doesn't, again, the hang up is to promote yourself, and the business is the sidekick. And that's one thing following Ariel this month that I've learned, because I've seen her very little scattered with Cincy. It might be in the background.
Yeah.
But it's not in your face.
Yeah.
And that's like, honestly, right now I'm in a season where my kids have a lot going on and I have set up boundaries, and I am okay with where I'm at right now. I know there are things that I need to do that I should be doing to grow my business differently. But right now in this season that I'm in with setting boundaries and having family time and space, I'm okay with not being where I was 2 years ago. But I know I'm not going to see the growth that I saw 2 years ago because I'm not putting in that work, but I am putting in different work, and I'm hanging out with my kids every night. I'm going to their events. I'm going to their games, their activities. And that's important to me. It's important to them. And I've had a definite shift. And so it's obviously noticeable in what I'm sharing and posting as well. And I think that's really important because I'm not all Scentsy. Nobody ever is. You shouldn't be. And so it's awesome to be able to incorporate other things in my life. That was a gnat. I wasn't clapping for myself.
And I'm just going to add, and shoot, now I can't remember her name. Yeah, she was in one of the groups you sent me to, Ariel, and it's not she's out of California.
Probably Wendy, he's new guest.
Wendy, one of the things that I've even noticed is things that you like in life, even if you kind of can be camera ready, she captures hearts. And just getting a list of being honest with yourself. And so I've started asking myself because there's a lot of crap out on Facebook and Instagram. What do I want to see?
Yeah.
If I were just coming on, what do I want to see? So it's kind of answered. Thank you, Fallon. I've written it down. It's written here. We're going to try it for 30 days. Even it's finding out who you are and being authentic to yourself, which I don't think a lot of people on Facebook are, because, life is perfect. I mean, all my friends have perfect lives. Nobody ever gets sick. The dog never pees on the carpet. The wine glass never gets dropped on the white carpet. My life's perfect. And I'm like, mine's not. I'm trying not to kill plants right now.
I had a little minor fit on my Instagram stories the other day about my dogs and a red pen that they just imploded all over my white couch, but we're fine now, kind of. I understand.
The thing is those are moments that show that you're real too.
Absolutely.
I mean, no, I won't. I'm not going to put the dog poop on the. She's a puppy. She's learning, but you wouldn't do that with your own child in a dirty diaper. But it's those little things like I'm trying to catch her right now. She actually walks on her hind feet for like 5 feet. And I can never get my camera to keep up with her. It's like, oh, I've got to get this down. But it's those little things, even if it, again, Ariel, thank you. If it's imperfect, you're trying to capture a moment to make yourself authentic to somebody so that you can prevent the pet products down the line.
Let me just give you a little Instagram earworm. There's a specific background noise that everybody uses. It's everything is content, everything is content, everything is content, everything is content. And no joke, that's what plays in the back of my head all the time, because people do not care what you post about. They want to see it. It doesn't matter what it is. Literally anything. Oh, here's my breakfast. Like, imagine all of the niches on TikTok. The cleaning, the organizing, the people who literally like destroy things, like anything, whatever you're doing in your day, just record it and then put it in a reel.
Okay.
Yep. And like
I'm gonna record you guys. Just kidding.
No, seriously.
Best Sunday night ever.
Yeah, team meetings, leadership lounge. Like this is content.
Yeah. It is.
I think something I heard a coach say one time that she has about 5 groups that she speaks to, and she'll just rotate through who she speaks to each day, but that she hits on all of them. Whether it's, okay, I'm a plant mom, I'm a Harry Potter lover, I make my own bread, I love my kids, I sell Scentsy, my back porch swing is amazing because it's getting to that season where I'm going to be out on my back porch a lot. And so like, I'm going to post about those things. But if you make sure, okay, I have my list. What haven't I posted about this week? Okay, I'm going to touch on that. And then how can Scentsy fit into that? Maybe you can scoop it in, or maybe like there's just a day you don't talk about it, and that's okay because it's not necessary. Because if they're following you and what you like, what you're doing. So your dog, all the trips that you and Dean take, maybe your road trip up to Salt Lake, maybe your nails, maybe, all of those things are you. Share them,
Yes.
So what I was going to say, you guys, we have like 105 days left in the year, 105 days left. Yeah.
I don't like that number. Don't tell me that.
Listen, somebody told me that on September 23rd means 100 days left. And so if my math is correct, which you can fact check me because we know math is not my strong suit. We've got 105 days left of the year. And so thinking about that right now, I want you guys, I'm going to ask each of you, so get ready with an answer. What is your goal for the next 105 days? What is one thing you would like to accomplish by the end of the year? Or maybe what is the goal that you had set for yourself at the beginning of the year? And where are you at in relation to attaining that goal? Because that's one that we don't always think about. Like, okay, I set this big goal at the beginning of 2022 and I'm excited. And then like halfway through you forget it because then you make all these other small goals, which are amazing. You make small goals along the way, but sometimes we lose sight of the big goal. And so either answer, where are you in relation to your 2022 goal? Or what do you want to accomplish in the next 105 days? And while I give you guys a minute to think, we had a 90-day goal challenge that we did. If I'm being honest, I dropped the ball on it. I had very good intentions, and then I just stopped. Shut up. So
I love it though. That's so me. It's like, it's exciting in the moment. I'm going to set all this up. I'm so hyped. And then it's just like, I lost interest. So
yeah,
just gonna check back later.
So an option, because the event is still live in the Nomad business support group, we could just like recycle and repurpose starting October 1st and go the final 90 days of the year, the final quarter, and start it over. But the goal was to do this 5x5 checklist. It's actually going to be a 5x7 checklist in the goal, but it's essentially to assess where you are, what you want to accomplish, and how you're going to get there. And this checklist is the non-negotiables that you do every day. It's 5 things, but 7 days a week. if you're going to do the challenge. Again, give yourself grace. Some days things are just not going to happen, right? But the 5x5 checklist, I include it in every email sent to you guys. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, please read my emails. Okay.
Or look at the top of, isn't it on the top of the group?
Yeah, Edie, thanks for pointing that out. See, she's paying attention.
So I think it would be really cool if all of us try to do it
Yes, and
together and like post about it.
Yeah,
I think that would be really helpful.
You know what?
Because also we could bounce off of each other.
I just heard that Fallon's going to take charge of posting every day and asking who's done it.
I can try. We'll do it.
And Liz
my
thumbs up.
It'll be 6 things.
Liz just volunteered to help you. That's so great.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yes, I
Liz.
can help you.
Yes,
Sweet. I'm down.
But if Fallon and Liz help with this, we've all got to be authentic and communicate in comments where we're at.
Yeah,
yes.
agree.
Didn't happen today. Just, didn't happen today.
Or here's
don't
what
have
I
to say-
did do today.
Yeah.
And then
And Ariel,
also
I'll be
people
the
can
first
drop ideas in the comments of things you can do in 5 minutes.
I'll
help with that.
Yeah.
I love the 5x5 and Ariel. I've been working it, I would say a good 75% since you started it.
awesome.
But the whole thing is just developing those posts
The discipline.
with discipline. That I'm really good at my VIP. I have improved my engagement on social media to the point where I'm still using Katie's thing from a couple of us getting together on Thursday morning about don't forget your cleaning, don't forget this in the moment, because that's, I think, where we could help any of our people around us, under us, each other, is just, even Fallon, you could ask, what are you cleaning today? Drop your pictures, just because we all clean, we all do dishes, we all wipe down a counter.
Mhm.
But I always remember when I'm throwing the paper towel away, and it's like, where do I stick the note on my glasses so I can't see? Why it's on my glasses? Because to me, I'm still working on getting in the moment and taking those shots. It's hard.
And it's also hard to the dichotomy of like living your life and actually being present in your life versus creating content is ridiculous. Like, okay, I'm going to be present. I'm going to hang out with my kids. Oh, they did something that was really cute. I should have taken a picture of that. People would have loved that because they like seeing real life stuff. I guess I'll remember next time. So it's like this weird, it's dumb. It's great. It's dumb. Okay. So you guys have all had a minute to think about how you're going to answer that, whether you're close to your 2022 goal or what you're going to do for the next 100 days. And I'm going to call on each of you because I want you to say it out loud, because if we don't say it out loud, who's holding us accountable? Ourselves, who give us a lot of grace and sometimes are the first to let ourselves down, Okay, Liz, go first.
Well, so no, I have not hit none of my goals.
No.
There has just been a lot going on, but I'm not making excuses, but I'm not where I wanted to be. So I want to get my directorship back.
Okay.
But things just really slowed down, and I'm ready to pick up, and I have a new girl starting Monday. I had a new girl start a couple months ago and she quit, but I am ready to get it back going because I want my paychecks, and I want to be transparent to my team. Like Ariel, you were with us. I loved it when you would show us your paycheck stuff, because I'd be like, oh my God, it's for real. You really can do it. And I do believe you can do it. It just takes time and consistency.
Yeah.
And you're not going to become directorship right away. It takes time. You have to work your business like any other business. You have to work it. And so, no, I did not make my goal what I wanted it to be, but in the next 90 days, I am going to get myself back up there with my better PRV, not just my 500 PRV. And I'm really going to start working my business, and I'm gonna try those 5x5 sheets. I haven't done those yet, and I think those would be a good idea.
Okay, so something to think about as you're making this plan is, what were you doing when you were successful, to what was successful to you? What were you doing? What actions were you taking? And where were you at? What consistent things were you doing in your business when you hit director, when you hit all those numbers, when you hit all those qualifications? Go back and make a list of all the things that you were doing and figure out what's
Okay.
still going to work in this season. And whatever won't work in this season, don't worry about it. Focus on what will work. And then, since you and Fallon are going to be in charge of that 90-day challenge, I'm really excited about that. And then we'll just use that 5x7 checklist.
Okay,
Cool.
I will do that. I know that events, not being able to do events last year,
Mhm.
because that's mostly what I do, was really hard, but I've already got 6 scheduled for this year, so
Okay. Cool. That's
I
exciting,
better get back there.
right? That's exciting. Okay. Awesome. So write that list down. I love
Okay.
your goal, and I can't wait to cheer you on. Let's go to Whitney. Are you able to speak at this moment?
Yes, I
Okay.
can talk. I don't know. I guess I didn't really have a lot of goals for, like, I didn't like write down goals in 2022 or anything like that. But moving forward, I really wanted to get the incentive trip and get my paychecks up and stuff like that. So, I mean, ideally, I would have liked to have recruited somebody so far, but it hasn't happened yet. But I'm gonna try.
I love that.
I
Yeah.
don't know, I feel like my PRV is good, and all of my girls on my team are active, or at least most of them are. So everyone's doing good, but we're having a hard time getting the numbers just with I think I just need more people under me. And yeah, that's the hard part, is trying to get people to join. So I don't know. I keep it out there, and I've talked to a couple people who asked questions. Yeah.
Are you going to join in on our challenge?
Yeah,
Go
sure.
Whitney, go Whitney.
I think this is an awesome goal. And I think, like, going back to what I was talking with Liz, like, what are some things you can do that when you were recruiting initially, what were the conversations you were having? Who were you networking with, and how can you broaden that?
So my problem is I feel like everyone I have currently, they came to me. I've never really had to like find people. So this is the first time, and it's hard.
It's new.
And I'm very, I don't know. I guess you could say I'm shy, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm just not like good at, I don't like to use the word salesy, but I'm just not good at like direct conversation like that, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's hard.
Question: do you have a very active and awesome VIP group?
Yeah.
How often are you talking about the business opportunity there?
Well, recently, this month especially, I've been talking about it a lot. I even did a live video and like talked about my experience, and it was probably like a 15-minute video, like answering questions that people might have, and I didn't get any response on that. But
People are watching.
huh?
People are watching.
Yeah, and I know. And that's my thing, is like, I always post and stuff because every once in a while somebody will message me that I've never talked to, that I've been friends with for years. And like recently, especially, people are ordering stuff that I've never ordered before. So I feel like if I keep talking about it, people will come. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I can really do, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I heard something recently that people, our VIPs, our customers, they already know about the products because we talk about the products. They come to us for the products. So why aren't we talking about the opportunity with them? Because we've already got those established leads, those warm leads, right? Why aren't we talking about it more? And so that's why I asked you if you have an active VIP group, because they're going to keep coming to you for the products. So why not consistently talk about that opportunity. And then it takes 60 to 90 days to see the results. So if
Yeah.
you start consistently, if you just started this month consistently talking about the opportunity, you may not see results until November, and that's okay, right? But keeping that consistency, people are going to start seeing that option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would
Whitney,
encourage you to keep that up.
Sorry, I have an
Yeah.
idea for you just because we got to talk a lot. It's me.
Hi.
If you guys don't know, Whitney and I got to meet on the incentive trip. We didn't know each other, and then next thing you know, we're on Best Buzz in Canada. Like,
It was only fun.
fantastic. But I know you and I talked on that trip, and you shared with me your mystery boxes and how, or crates, mystery crates that you're doing, or not mystery,
Yeah.
your monthly crates.
Yeah.
And they are so fantastic. What if you did something where it was like almost like the game of Clue, where it's like whoever you gave it to. So let's say it's like it's Misty with the tiger eye pumpkin for $22 join special. So what if it was some kind of like redemption ticket in your mystery boxes where it's like good to redeem for one free hostess kit? Because I know that your PRV, the way you rock it, you could probably redeem with your rewards someone in like recruiting in that way. Have you ever tried to not turn the PRV over to them, but give them the free hostess kit?
Yeah, I've done that before. I've even flipped parties, so they do
Yeah.
get the RV. I've done it all.
I
But
wonder if you could slip
like
something
that.
in the crates, because you
Yeah.
are like a crate champion.
I don't know. It's been a little slower lately, but yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I like that idea. It's something to try.
Yeah, you could open up a lot of combos. You're so creative in that way. It just popped in my head, and sorry to hijack that. I just
No,
had
no,
to interject it because you are fantastic at that.
Thank you.
Katie, I've been doing scent crates I've got 3 constant customers, and I haven't bridged them with that conversation of join yet. I mean, they're trusting me to pick out product and just throw it at them. And I did do a new challenge to brag this month. You'll be glad you did. I'd like to kind of see what a redemption, I get it with the PRV in order the tiger eye, but what the little,
Oh, I didn't mean that they got that. I was just trying to think of something rhymey,
Okay.
you know, like in Clue, where it's like it's so and so with the candlestick and the.
okay.
So you could put together like a cute
Oh,
little rhyme.
I get it. Do a game of Clue. That might be good for Christmas. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a while to put, okay, now, see, I'm just a little slow. I just was
No.
like, oh,
No,
redemption ticket.
I didn't know what she was
awesome.
talking about either.
No, it's probably good to circle back around with me. Usually always. No, sorry. No, not necessarily giving that amount. I don't mean that. I simply mean like if, let's say, because we know we can keep our party links open for 90 days. If you have something open where, let's be honest, like it's great for us to get these rewards, especially this time of year. Don't get me wrong. I've redeemed for my gingham gourd too. But it's so much more valuable in the long run to try and turn a team member every single time on those parties versus the rewards. So I was just wondering if you kind of spun it, since you guys do these crates, it's such an amazing way to kind of give a one-on-one experience with them, that they're holding something tangible that says redeem this for a free kit. Or a free, however you want to word it, you know, your own personal portal, redeem for your own personal Scentsy portal, et cetera, et cetera. It might not be something they're interested in every time, but when you give them a tangible redemption ticket, it feels like handing them a bit of a gift, right? Because that is what we're giving them. It is $59 of the rewards we've earned as being the hostess and gaining these orders. But it could be a great way to maybe bridge back to the beginning, bridge that gap of talking about the join opportunity versus just the products.
Yeah.
Especially if they do order from you month to month, maybe at some point, maybe they're starting to get duplicates of some things. And maybe at this point in time, they're just like, maybe I just need to jump in this game and do it for myself too.
You can even just make it a really big, bright gift certificate that goes in the box that says redeem for blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. I mean, I would get excited seeing something like that.
I would
Yeah.
think like Willy Wonka, the golden ticket.
Yeah.
Cute.
So Katie has been on what you're doing is with all my open, I become a pro at making sure I don't get the credits, and why am I getting all these free Scentsy stuff? So I don't even know how many I do about 2 shopping links per month. I close about 2 per month. I think when reporting even to your customer on where they sit is include, rather than just, because we all know this is what you could earn in Scentsy cash. What about if you flipped it and did a redeem ticket for a starter kit, just to switch up the eye candy? Because I'm visual, and what clicks in my head may not click in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is incentive then. Maybe get a lot of open links and have them ready to close like October 1st or the 5th or whenever you send your mail out. If you do monthly mail, like have them ready so that if multiple people want to redeem, you can say, I have a kit for you. I've got a kit for you, you know? That's fun. Oh, I really like that idea.
I like the word redeem. I was over here shuffling because I now do them all. I was papering it, and now I'm gone. It's all on my tablet, which isn't with me. I've got all those where they're at with their parties, and it's a simple graphic change rather than saying, hey, you could get this much in commissions, just to where you're at with your party and redeem this for a kit and not have all the noise around it. I knew tonight would be awesome.
Awesome. Hey, Amanda, we haven't asked you yet. What is your, are you close to your goal for the year, or is there something that you want to reach for by the end of the year?
Nowhere near my goal for the year. I definitely wanted to be director by the end of the year, so I'm still reaching for that.
Okay.
I think what I need to do as far as to get there, what I've done in the past is I was doing weekly training meetings with my team on Facebook, and with summer and things like that, I just kind of stopped. So I think I need to get back into that to be able to get them back in and back motivated for us to be able to hit those numbers again. Because we were, I think it was when like April or May, we were like literally $1,000 away from director number. I was on director watch and we missed it.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. And, you know, we talk about this a lot. I think a goal that people forget is a solid one to make is that in between titles is to get paid at title consistently and to build that foundation so that when you do hit the next title, you can be paid there consistently. You build that up, you get paid there consistently. So it's like those baby in between steps that are super important. And yeah, team engagement is really important. You know, we've talked about that. And I think seeing where they are too. And going back to that conversation at the beginning, what's engaging versus what's enabling? Are you dragging them? Are you pulling them? Or are you showing them what's possible and helping them run? You know, I don't think it's an impossible goal by the end of the year, by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think it's impossible. So if that's your goal, keep doing the things to push there. And if you fall short, that's okay. Give yourself that grace because you have a strong business. So I want you to be encouraged with that. You have a strong business and your team is pretty rad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I look at it this way. If I don't do it by the end of the year and everything, to extend that goal out is to hit it by my 6th year with Scentsy, which would be May.
Ooh.
Yes.
Love that.
So my goal is to walk director stage at SFR.
Oh, cool. I like that goal a lot. Awesome. Okay. Who did we not? Edie, did we ask you your goal?
I can do it real quick. You didn't, but I kind of have been doing it all along. No, I'm not close to my goals, but the steps to get there have been being checked off. Still far away from my big one. I wanted 10 Scentsy Club subscriptions. I know where I'm falling down. It's in conversations. I had to At the beginning of the year now, I have 4, so still have to have those conversations, get daring. My goal so far, we're not done with the year, is to have 1 new customer per month that I can reach out to and start a relationship with. And I haven't counted, but I know I'm over 12. So kind of checked off, but just because I have 12 doesn't mean I can stop checking off.
Love that.
My big goal was to be consistent and find my authentic self, and that's always a work in progress. And goal at the beginning of the year was to figure out fundraisers, and I've got 2 in the works.
Fantastic. I love, love, love that you've broken it down to those goals. I love hearing the progress for each of those. I know that's really exciting.
Well, we all have that big end goal, which is to get the next title, but you often ask, how are you going to get there? And it's like, I need to do the steps in between and learn along the way.
Yeah.
Constantly learning.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for sharing your goals. Really appreciate it. I do want to respect your time. We've been on for an hour. So the 90-day goal challenge, I can't remember if that's what it's called. There's a packet questions to answer before October 1st. So if you guys want to start prepping people for that, it would be wonderful, because, you know, anybody in the tribe is going to be welcome to join us, because it's, you know, the more the merrier. So there are questions to help kind of figure out what your goal is, where you are, where the gap is, kind of like our prompt question at the beginning. How can they bridge that gap? And then the 5x7 checklist is in that as well. So, oh, smooches. Hi, Sean. Anyway. Hi. I like to make it as awkward as possible. Thank you guys for joining us, is all I was really going to say. I really appreciate your time. You are amazing leaders, and it is very obvious with how you are running your businesses, how you are leading your teams. And I just want you to know how awesome you are. So with that being said, I can't wait for the 90-day challenge, and I'll make sure that we have this recording. Would you guys like me to set up a Facebook chat simply to share like the replay link so you can have it before next email? Would that be helpful? And then anybody who maybe wasn't able to join, we can add them in on that. I know I hate group messages as well. Like, it's a lot, but if you'd like me to do that, I can make sure, or I can just create an event. Let me know your input. Text me. This is scary. This is because like I am gonna get hung up on the process. Yes.
Ariel, let's all be nice to you and grateful for all that you do for us, because you know, like the 21st is important. What's easiest for you?
You know, I'll let you know.
Honestly, I mean, you've got 2 very active kids.
Yeah.
It's fall sports season. You don't want to miss those camera moments for your reels. But okay. No, you know, and I don't want to speak for everybody. I'm just really, truly grateful for the nuggets you give me. And I'll take it in email. I'll take it in text. I'll take it in a group chat. I'll take it in an event. I just want it not to bog you down, because trust me, I'm not sitting there going, is she doing it? Is she doing it? I open it at my convenience. And that's what I love about this business.
Okay. Well, I will figure it out. And then everybody is going to be so surprised by what I choose. Cool. All right. You guys have an awesome rest of your night. Have a great start to your week. And thank you for your time. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye. Thank you.